Hey guys, welcome to another video. You notice my dad wasn't even watching?
I couldn't even figure out like when they were starting. They were so long with the flag. It was confusing.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. It was really confusing about the flag. But my name is Ryder Siggety. I'm a 3-time national GNCC champion and a part of the AmPro Yamaha factory support off-road team. And I'm here with my dad, also known as Ryder's dad. Dad, say hello.
Hello, and by the way, if you're wondering why there's nobody in the video, it's because Ryder got like a dead last hole shot. Everyone is in front of him, which just turned out to be a really bad race to not get a hole shot.
But guys, listen to this. This is how confusing the start was. What are you doing? See, like, I looked over to my right, and everybody was like, had their feet on the Kickstarter. Like, everybody was ready to start because nobody could figure out what the flagger was doing. He was like taking a selfie, but he was taking a selfie in the stance that he uses when he starts. So it was really confusing.
I cannot confirm or deny any of those statements that he's making, but I do know that I was pretty confused, and it seemed like your foot was on the Kickstarter for a really long time. And if that, if 10 or 15 seconds doesn't seem like a long time, just try standing on one foot for like 15 seconds and having to kick your bike. Like after 5, it starts to like burn.
Yeah. So we definitely have some work to do this race. Getting such a not ideal start, you know what I mean?
So actually things go from bad to worse. What are you doing? Put your hands on the handlebars. So if getting a bad start was not bad enough, wait till you see what happens. And by the way, there's a lot of back-facing footage towards the later part of the video, so please stay tuned. And there's also a really good battle between Ryder and, believe it or not, and you'll see why this happened, with someone on the line behind him. So, who passed you when something really bad happened?
Yeah. So, this race was, I don't know if my dad liked it. He didn't race it, but I don't think he liked the track. But for me, it was like the best track ever. It was really flowy, really fast. It had jumps in it.
Wait, what happens here? He gets on the wrong side of the ribbon. And then watch that stake. Like, oh my God, thank God it didn't, like, land in someone's face.
It, like, impaled him, too, though. You see it just, like... It like hit into the back of his back. But there's definitely a lot of interesting stuff in this video. Jumps, people crashing, and it just gets better from here.
Yeah, so actually that is going to be one of my big debate questions. I personally do not like this type of course. There was nothing wrong with the course. As you can see, they use a ton of ribbon, which is really nice. Soil conditions in the woods were almost perfect. Not too dusty, not too muddy. The fields were a little dry, but you got to expect that, right? I mean, things are going to dry out. So, not that the club or the course itself was done wrong. Just, I like some more technical. All right, what are we looking at here? Oh, yeah.
Look at how bright it was. It didn't affect me too much because my goggles have they're the light sensitive Scott goggles, but which were really
God.
Yeah. That's my friend T-Bone. He's a little bit far off the bike on this kicker, which was really hurting a lot of people, which we'll talk about later in the video. I don't know how he saved that. I have no clue how T-Bone did not die after, did not get hurt after doing that. And then, see right there, I'm adjusting something with my hand, or trying to. I don't really know what I was trying to do, but my front brake lever has loosened up at this point of the race, and I can't reach it. And even if I can reach it, it's pretty unreliable because some corners I'll get into the corner and I'll be able to use the front brake, and then others it just won't be there because it'll be gone at the bottom. So I didn't want to use it and then all of a sudden not have it, so I just decided not to use it at all, really.
So I'm gonna have to take responsibility for this, and I guess you could say it was his front brake lever, but it's really his front brake perch. And my bad. This is his first year on a Super Mini, and they vibrate so much more than the regular ones that this is the second time, and I should be more on top of this, that this perch loosened itself up completely and was facing straight down. And like he said, once it starts to face down, then everything starts to loosen up. You pull it in, and the whole perch moves when you pull the lever in, and you got to keep pumping it before you can get any sort of confident braking power.
Yeah, but right there, we made a pass. I really don't know what place I'm in at this point, I'm not gonna lie. But it goes back and forth. All these people I'm passing, you'll see them again because we're gonna have to get around them again in just a little while.
Yeah, Ryder has to make a pit stop to fix his for me to fix his front brake. And by the way, I was not very happy at all about that squared off turn that you did there, but that's one thing that this course led itself to. That was the good jump, by the way, right? Yeah, that was the fun one.
Yeah.
So when you get a course like this that's really smooth and flowy, everybody's pretty much taking the same line, inside to outside. So to make a pass, you got to either rub elbows at high speed or try different lines, which everyone's got the same size bike. And it's not like you got 250s in the vet class and 450s and 252 strokes, and some are going to be better here and there. So yeah, all you can do is just try different lines, and it's not real hard to find the good lines when it's smooth and flowy like this. One more thing that I forgot to mention about the start that this series does, and I'm not going to say they're the only series that does it, but I really just started noticing it recently between this series and J-Day, which is another series we were doing a little bit of. And by the way, that kid you just passed, I think he also raced the main event, didn't he?
I think a couple kids in my race raced the main event, sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So one thing they do is they have a spotter around the second turn, and until the second turn is clear, they don't let the next row go. That's pretty cool. So actually there's something coming up right here that we're gonna have to explain. So Ryder's standing up, so it's a little hard to get a good video, but he pulls up to me and says, I need my front brake, I can't move it, it's not working. And I run over to the wrong backpack. I'm like, oh wait, that's not my backpack, because I'm an old man, and I do stupid shit like that. Oop, stupid stuff like that, sorry. And I finally find my tool, and I start to tighten it, and it feels like it's taking forever. Those screws are so backed out, like they're falling out. And Ryder's like, just let me go, it's fine. But it's not fine. It's still all crooked. Everything's not good. And this guy comes running over, and he's like, you're in the wrong part of the course. What are you doing? And he just blocks Ryder.
Yeah, he's blocking me. And we had someone directing traffic behind us, too, to make sure that, someone was directing traffic so it wasn't dangerous. But I guess that guy disagreed, so... So coming up, I'm not really sure who it is, but the kid in front of me, he was riding great, but I just thought it was really funny what he was doing. Look, I'll show you in a second. Every time he looks back, I'm gonna have this, cause he looks back a lot. I'm not gonna lie. So I just thought I'd do it to anyone, not just him. I'm not trying to make fun of him, but it's just really funny how much he was looking back. Just in like the minute or two that I was behind him, you'll see how many times. It kind of takes a break in this little wood section here, but we'll get back up to that in a second.
Yeah, and we can make fun of Ryder too. I remember when Ryder did like his first race, and I was actually allowed to ride behind him. Oh, ding, number 2, 3, 4. I was able to ride behind him, and when Kyle and Raymond Grenowitz passed him on KTM 50s, Ryder started crying, not because he got passed, but because the noise was so loud. So you can make fun of him about that. And by the way, Ryder was only 3.5 then.
Yeah, I was a young.
Is that it? Is that? Oh, I don't think that's it. Oh, he's roosting the hell out of you too. You should make fun of him. Bing, 6.
Yeah, I think we still got a couple more here. This one, it was hard to tell, number 7. So I didn't know if I should really count it or not, but he definitely looked back.
That's good.
That's 8 times in what? A minute? 45 seconds? But dude, he's definitely riding really defensive and really good. So my dad and I are having a little bit of a debate, and I was wondering if you guys could comment below on what you think. That's mostly considering how safe it is, but also factoring how fun it is. A really muddy race or a really like a good flowy conditioned track. Like this right here is perfect conditions, pretty perfect, right? And it's really fast too. So there's an argument that can be made that this really fast track is dangerous. It definitely is. A lot of people got hurt. But there's another argument that can be made that says it's a lot more fun than a muddy race, which might be less fun for some people, but a lot safer. So I just wanted to let you guys hear what my dad has to say first.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, oh, this was a little crazy here. Like, this kid's on like a little KLX, whatever, 110, and you guys are all super minis, flanking him on the left and the right. That's, gotta be a little terrifying for him, but he held his line. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the debate is, what do you think is the best type of course? Like Ryder said, people don't like muddy courses. I said, well, that's not true. Muddy courses are fun if you know how to ride muddy courses, and you also are good at riding mud, and you're in good physical shape. But if you're small and the bike is big, or you're not familiar with mud, oh, he's getting a little out of control here. This is the kid who, oh, you passed him before. He was one of the people that passed you when you stopped to fix your brakes. Yep, got it. You get to pass everyone twice, lucky you. That's right, because they only do 30-second gaps on the start. So if your pit stop is 30 seconds or more, you're going to get passed by a good amount of people. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, back to what do you think is the best type of course? Do you prefer mud? Do you prefer dust? Do you prefer rocks? Do you prefer slow and technical, fast and flowy? I prefer slow, technical, and muddy because the speeds are slower and the damage when you fall is not nearly as bad as when you hit a tree like this at like 30 miles an hour. And you're going to see on that bad jump, well, you saw before when his legs came off. Like, we have another friend, a very, very nice kid from a very nice, very generous family who ended up being life-flighted out of there because he hit that jump. And the jump had a lip on it that got all the arrows, got all the ribbons, but that one particular jump was a problem. And even in Ryder's intro video, you saw there was a guy on a KDX at a race. Like, everybody went there to see the carnage.
Yeah, as the race went on, well, it was only there for a lap before they had to reroute the track, but more and more people were going over the handlebars. I had to stand there and just take videos because, I mean, like, I wanted to show you guys, honestly, but it was crazy how many people were getting hurt there. It was terrible.
Yeah, I didn't know they had the reroute. That's pretty amazing. Maybe it's because when our person got hurt, maybe they needed to get the ambulance.
No, it was actually, I was there. They had like 4 people go over the handlebars, and then they were on radios, and they figured that they were just gonna change the track to go around. It didn't really change the course that much. It just cut off that one little jump.
Oh, that was good. So we don't always talk about riders' results often at the races, but eventually we get to it, I should say, in the videos. And this was actually Ryder's worst finish of the year. He ended up getting 3rd in class and 4th overall. And but he did have the fastest lap time of the day, which was pretty good. We just saw the scores. But in a race like this, where there's like basically one fast line and it's only an hour, which an hour seems like a lot to me, but in off-road, an hour is like the shortest of races. One mistake is really a problem, and 2 or 3 mistakes, like this mistake on your start and the mistake with your brakes, it's too much to make up. Too much.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to make excuses, even though I definitely am making excuses. I spent 3 of how many laps did I do? Maybe.
I don't know.
I spent every lap but 2 of them passing. There was only 2 laps, almost 2 laps, that I wasn't trying to pass people. And those were the only 2 laps where I made time up on the leaders. The other ones, I was just losing time.
So, yep, we're both making excuses, but I think we both agreed upon before this video started that we just weren't the best team of the day, right?
Yeah.
We both made our mistakes, and that's what happens. But you can't win them all, and thank God you didn't get hurt, and I don't think really anyone got hurt in your race, in this race that I know of anyway, so that's good too.
I don't know if you guys saw, but a little while back, you see that kid fall? I felt so bad. He fell face first right into the mud, and he was like completely just covered in mud, like from head to toe, all over his goggles and stuff too.
So it is that time in the video for me to mention, if you can please like, comment, and subscribe, but really comment, because as I've said in some, ooh, that was a nice jump, in some of Ryder's previous videos, he works hours and hours on these videos, has hundreds of dollars worth of cameras hanging off of him. And it's a big effort to get all this going so we can have these awesome videos, and your commenting really helps. And so many nice kids came up and told us this weekend they watched the videos, and I really appreciate it, kids. And we gave a couple of you guys some leftover shirts, and if you ask us, we probably have a couple leftover shirts for you too if you're a young kid that's smaller than Ryder, because we just give away the old shirts that don't fit him anymore. But I know you young kids don't know how to subscribe, but maybe you can ask your parents how to subscribe and how to comment. So that would be great. And the other reason you want to comment is because my long lost cousin, Baba Ganoush from Alibaba, he's going to get deported if you don't comment. So please comment.
What are you talking about, dude? Your mom told me you are, but I don't know anything about me now.
Oh my God, you're starting with the mom jokes? That's like taking it to a whole new level here, all right? Keep it clean.
So the Niola series uses a different scoring system, and every time I was going through scoring, I would always try to look at like what place I was in, but it was so delayed that I'd have to wait there. I don't know how long I'd have to wait there, because I would wait there for like 5 seconds each lap, and then I'd just give up, and I'd go before I could actually see what place I was in. But right in front of me, this something Waylon, I forget his first name, but Waylon he started on the line behind me, and then when we were doing the pit to fix my front brake, he was able to get around me. I didn't see him for the rest of the race until here, 3 miles from the finish, so I didn't really have much time to make a move.
So I actually didn't check his lap time, so when I say you had the fastest lap, I can't say that with 100% certainty, but you definitely had the fastest lap in your class, and he did really well, this kid, too.
Yeah, I think he got 3rd overall.
So I try to give Ryder a sign, like by the 2nd lap he was 90 seconds behind, and I tried to put up a pit board saying, just save your energy for the main event, right? Just because he was planning on racing the main event today. But I guess he said he couldn't see the sign, or didn't bother to see the sign?
Well, he was in like a crowd of a bunch of people, and he had it's just fine, but he had the pit board like close to his body, so I didn't even notice it until I'd pretty much already passed it each lap, and then it was too late to look.
So normally we would get rid of like mud on the lens, but this was a good battle here. I remember being on this motocross course, and everybody was like really excited to see a battle going on, because 1st and 2nd place in your class kind of had a pretty big gap. They were just kind of running through the motions on each other, but you two were like all over each other. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
So after this, we're going to show you some rear-facing camera footage, so please stay tuned. And I don't know if how long you've been following Ryder, but if you check him out on Instagram or me on Facebook, you'll see some pretty cool posts and some discount codes. And one of them would be for IMS. I don't know if you need any IMS tanks or stands, but there's a 35% discount code, which is all caps SIGETY 35, and then you can save 35%. And our Instagram posts and Facebook posts have lots of discounts posted there, so check them out and I don't know, follow or friend.
Yeah, definitely. So that was the battle we were kind of talking about in the beginning of the video, but I was in such a good battle, and I didn't know if he was in my class or not, and I felt like I had no time to take my hands off the handlebars, because at that point where it got muddy, we were only like 7 turns from the finish, and I wasn't gonna risk wasting any opportunity I could to pass him, you know what I mean? But so that's why it ends there. But as for the backwards camera, I think this was pretty cool actually. And at the end of this video, we're gonna have the crashes that we talked about from the moto track, or the crash from the KDX 200 guy. So make sure you guys keep watching. We only have a little bit left, but it's a pretty bad crash, and we had a couple people had a crash just like that, an almost exact replica, because the jump had a little bit of a kicker. So that's why they had to reroute it, but it's a bad crash.
So we had like so many more things to talk about, but we're running out of time, so you'll have to wait for the next video. Please like, subscribe, comment, and thanks so much for watching.
See you guys. See you in the next one. Bye. So the clip you're about to watch is a really bad crash, but don't worry, the guy was okay, and he walked away, and he was fine. Thanks for watching. See you guys. Nashton? Yeah. Alright, Nashton, you'll be at the end of the video. Do you want to be in it too? Sure. And what's your name? Theo. Theo? Alright.